4 Democrats and 1 Republican are running for 2 seats on the Story County Board of Supervisors. The candidates answered 7 questions the Tribune will publish weekly leading up to the primary election on June 8th. The 4th question is, should supervisors be elected by geographic regions or continue to serve at large?
Either way is fine with me. Again, if we go to 5 districts, they typically are elected by a district. And again, I think the important thing for me is representing people. Right now, there's 87,000 people in Story County. I represent all 87,000 of them, and it's a challenge, but I think it's important. That's why I've been trying to go out, and I've been out a lot around the county talking to people, meeting with the city councils and all the 14 communities outside Ames, and meeting with the mayors, and meeting with different economic groups and farmers and ag groups, because it's important that we're out there talking to people. And I think the message I get from a lot of these people is they feel underrepresented because they haven't had a board that's engaged them. And so I've been trying to do that. And I think if supervisors take on that role, they get a lot more diversity and they get a lot more input from the citizens.
I've gotten a lot of positive response that somebody that doesn't live in Ames is running for the Board of Supervisors. I live out in the unincorporated area of the county east of Nevada, and have gotten a lot of good response from people that say we need to have somebody that doesn't live in Ames or in necessarily in a city to serve on the Board of Supervisors. Would the county be better served by a district area or like what a city council does by wards? They may be, but I think that's something that we'll have to investigate a little further and actually see what the people in the county are looking for.
75% of the people live in Ames. Mm-hmm. Therefore, if you had 3 wards, if you had 2 wards in Ames and 1 outside of Ames, the 2 wards in Ames would still more than match as far as population the outside. Then you'd have county versus city, and, or Story City versus one project down in Slater. So I think the at large is probably the best.
Put that to the people and let them decide if they feel that, if people genuinely feel that the Board of Supervisors is not representative of them, then they will decide, that we want districts. I have heard that from some people, and some people say, I've heard both sides really. It's an issue, it's not an issue. I do think that if we're going to talk about changing the structure of the supervisors, we need to talk about all the options that are available to us under home rule, and that includes combining other elected officials' offices. For example, it's happened in Marshall County recently. The recorder was announced that she was retiring, and they combined the auditor and recorder's office. And they're not the first county to do that, but that's the other thing about going from 3 to 5 supervisors is you hear all the time, we have too many elected officials in Iowa, we need to get rid of some. You very rarely hear the conversation, we need more elected officials, So I think we should be talking about all the options that are on the table, not just for the supervisors, but for the other structure.
Well, yeah, I'm a strong proponent that government should be as close to the people as possible, if it's appropriate. To expand on what we do here in Story County. Right now in Story County, we elect all 3 supervisors at large. The entire county votes on all 3 supervisors, meaning Ames carries the lion's share of the voting power. And a candidate who is popular in Ames is going to be hard to beat. If that's the appropriate system for us in government, then why don't we elect all of our state representatives, all of our state senators from somewhere down around Des Moines? They can represent the whole state, but let's elect them down there and we're going to save on travel. And we can even go one step further. Let's elect people from around the Washington, D.C. area in the East Coast just to represent the whole country, and that way we don't have to worry about flights back and forth across the country if that's an appropriate way to represent people. I don't think it is. I think that the most appropriate way is that the people that are elected are your friends and neighbors. They're people that you run into in the grocery store. They're people that drive the same streets you drive. And in order to do that in a county the size of Story County, 9th largest in the state of Iowa, I believe we need to cut down that representation area and go to a 5 by district system.